Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Tuesday, October 12th, 2021. We are again in the final hour of the trading day. The final hour of the trading day is my favorite time to make my buying and selling decisions for my swing trades, because at the end of the day, you have the large financial institutions that come in, take control away from the day traders and the algorithms. They're dealing with the most money, very smart people, best information, best technology. And I just consider the closing prices to be the most valid prices. And if they're the most valid prices, then that's where I want to make my buying and selling decisions from, based upon my buying and selling levels. So thank you all for coming today. I apologize. I have been pretty sick the last 3 weeks, but the last week has been kind of brutal. So yeah, I got COVID and been really super sick. Actually had to go to the hospital yesterday, check out my oxygen levels and breathing and all that kind of stuff. And so sorry, if I can be here, I definitely am here to do the podcast, but there was a certain point where I just couldn't do it. So I'm going to do my best today. I feel a little better today. Just going to kind of take it slow. I know my voice is pretty low. So if you can, have a little mercy on me today, and we'll do our best to get through this all. Currently the Dow is down 52 points. It's down 0.15%. NASDAQ down 2.82 points, just slightly underwater on the day, almost unchanged. And the S&P is down 5 points, down 0.12%. So I hope everyone's been staying safe out there. It's been wild. It's been crazy. It's been volatile. This is what real trading is about, in my opinion, and we'll do our best today to try to navigate these kind of crazy markets. But let's always be careful. Let's always put our risk first, risk management first. If we can put risk first, profits will follow. If you concentrate on profits, risk will follow, and that's just how it is. That is just how it is. So this is the plan for today. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back. We're going to take a look at my current positions, which is not much, just the SPY. Then we're going to go over and take a look at some day trades that I have. Had a really great day trading today, actually all positive on all the trades. So grateful for that. Then we're going to go over to the board. I know I've been absent yesterday, so there's probably going to be some changes. Board's probably not right, but hopefully you can all straighten me out on that before we get done with this podcast today. After that, we'll talk a little bit about trader psychology, very important, especially in this kind of market. So we'll touch base on that. Hopefully that will be helpful. After that, I do have some potential end-of-day candidates that I am looking at. As you know, I have 3 requirements before I'm looking to enter any trade. First, confluence combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. Secondly, I need a good risk to reward ratio, at least 2 to 1. If I'm willing to risk $2,000 to the downside, I need to be able to make that much. I need to be able to make more than, if I'm risking $1,000 to the downside, I need to be able to make $2,000 or more to the upside to make the asymmetrical math work. And then of course, I need a complete trading plan regardless of what kind of trade. And for me, that includes the following 7 requirements. 1, I need to know what my maximum allowed loss is. Number 2, I need to position size based upon the market's current volatility. 3, I need to know where my emergency stop is. 4, I need to know where my end of day stop is. 5, I need to know where my intraday profit targets are. 6, I need to know where significant overhead resistance levels are. And 7, I need a good trailing stop methodology in place. So using those 3 requirements, I will go through as we get closer to the close. I will go through the end of day candidates. If something looks good to me at the end of the day, I will purchase it right before the market closes. After the market closes, if you have any questions for me, please let me know. I'm happy to answer them. If you need clarification on anything, please let me know. I'm happy to clarify. And if you want me to take a look at any stock symbols, I am happy to do that. Just put them in the live stream and I'll do my best to to get to them before the market closes. And then lastly, if my students have any new entries or exits for me today, if you could just please wait till the end of the day after the market closes, so I'm done teaching, done trading, and we'll spend as much time as we need to get it all taken care of. Again, excuse my voice. I know it's soft today. It sounds like I'm barely trying to talk, but I am. This is just all that I have. So we'll just do our best to get through this. All right. So hang tight. I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer, and I will be back in about 40 seconds. Thanks. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. Okie doke, here we go. Let's see who is here today. Hey, there's my good friend Kamal. Kamal, good to see you, bud. Hope you're having a good day. Thank you for everything that you do for this channel. I really appreciate it. I know everyone else does. Steve Burns, another person I'd like to thank every day for everything that he does for this channel. Steve, hope you're doing well. Thanks for being here as always. Steve says, I'm glad you're back, Greg. The last hour of trading was not the same. Thanks. Yeah, it's a little strange for me on my end if I don't do the podcast. But the last couple of days, I've literally just kind of sat and didn't really even have the energy to move my mouse. Rich is here. Good to see you, my friend. Hello, Greg and Traders. Nice to see you, Rich. Hope you're doing well, sir. Hope you and the family are also doing well. Tracy says, hello, Greg and all. I agree with Steve. Not the same. Aw, thanks, Trace. Hope you and Paxton are doing well. Michael is here. Lova, good to see you, buddy. Sorry about having to cancel our lesson last night, but I know you understand. Thank you. David says, Greg, so happy to see you back, feeling better. Thank you, David. Always appreciate that, my friend. Paxton says, welcome back, Greg. We appreciate your time and dedication. We love you. Hope you get better soon. Love you all as well, Packy. Love you like a brother. Thank you very much, and very nice words. Thank you. Anya says, hello, everyone. Nice to see you, Anya. Good to see you. Always think about you. Hope that you're doing well and feeling well. Frank is here. Good to see you, bud. Thank you for everything that you do for this channel. Hope you are well. Love all your poems. Frank says, welcome back, Greg. We can all use a mandatory shot of redemption. I love redemption stories. I love redemption stories, and I love Frank's poems. Tom is here. Hi, everyone. Welcome back, Greg. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate that, bud. Hope you're doing well. Marco is here. Hello, Greg and all. Nice to see you, Marco. Appreciate you coming back. Marco was with me long time ago when we first got started, and I never forgot that. Thanks, buddy. And there's my good friend Ava. Hi, Ava. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Good trading today, my friend. Proud of you as always. Okay, so I have one swing position. That's it on SPY, and I did buy SPY yesterday at the close as usual. I bought it at 434.89, sold it for a little gapper overnight, profitable gapper at 435.70. So I bought at 434.89 and sold at the open today for 35.70. So that's all I have to report as far as swing trades go. I did have a great day trading today, and I'll share these trades with you. Earlier in the morning, I did have a V2. I had an under 30, over 30. MACD was positive. Everything I want. I bought it here at 318.12. That was my entry price. Next bar, I got out of half at 318.64. Had another big move up here. Sold another portion at 320.33. Sold another portion up here at 320.86. So nice long position. Entered at 318.12. Out at 318.64. Out at 320.33. And out at 320.86. Then it continued to move up, but when we rejected this downward sloping 50 SMA on the 5 minute, I went ahead and shorted, and I shorted at 322.07. Next bar went down. I locked in some profits, covered at 321.67. Took some more profits off at 320.62. Took some more profits off here at 319.94. And then we finally closed above the 50 SMA, and I covered everything at 320.70. So I shorted at 322.07. I covered at 321.67. I covered at 320.70, and I covered at 319.94. Then that was a lot of work for me, and I should have taken this higher low V2. Took off like a rocket ship, but I didn't. But that was okay. And then, so that's that. Let me take these off here. Yep. And then I had a nice short on Chewy, and thanks to Paxton for pointing this out to me. It's probably different than he's going to be thinking, but this is how I took a short with Chewy, and I'll tell you why. When I looked at Chewy, this looks good. We have a V1, but at the moment when I looked for the short trade, we were just under 30. We were like 29.97, and if I'm under the 30 RSI, it means I'm going to have some resistance above me, which if I'm going to short, that's the place to short. So we were at the 30 RSI, just underneath it. That's what brought the attention to me of this trade. Then I switched to the 5 minute. I looked for an intraday short, and there were all sorts of red flags about that this would be going down, at least on a smaller time frame. And let me point those out to you. We had a double top with the bearish divergence, meaning we had a big move up here on the 5 minute on nice strong MACD bar. We pulled back to the red MACD. Here we came up, we made a higher high, but there was no green to be found. So this is a double top with a bearish divergence. That's bearish. Now this is something I also teach my students. We had a ATR divergence, meaning look at the high here, almost at the fourth ATR channel. The high here, which was higher, was only like 1 5/8 ATR channel. That's another sign that this move up here was getting weak. And then we look at this ATR RSI divergence. See the high we have here. Look how high MACD or RSI is here. Then we're higher over here. MACD is all the way down here. So this is a really good example of looking at the daily as far as being right under the 30. I know there's some inherent resistance there with the 30 RSI, boys and girls. And then I switched to the intraday time frame and saw all these divergences. So my risk to reward was really good here. Had it gone above the 70 RSI, I would have gone out for a small loss, but it didn't. It went exactly my way. So I shorted here at 63.51. I covered part at 63.26. I covered a portion at 63.14. And then I covered a portion here at 62.96. And then the podcast almost started, and I just said, that's enough. So those are my day trades today. Batting 1,000 today, which very grateful for. And so we'll revisit Chewy later in the day. Steve says, Hubs went on my watch list from the IBD big cap and the 520 back test well. I almost got the entry signal yesterday, but not quite. Look at it today, Hubs. HubSpot. Whoa. Oh, yeah. So you almost got it yesterday. It didn't quite trigger. Steve followed his rules, which he's a master at. Looks like it's crossed today. Whether or not that's a little extended for Steve, not sure. We'll leave that up to him. But dang, wish you would have got that one yesterday, Steve. Bummer. All right. Here I have Dynamic Duo, and this is probably old news on this one. But I had Dynamic Duo and Leva by XLU. I bought this. with this return back to the 200-day at 64.82. I sold it yesterday when it lost to 200. That was my end of day stop. I had to follow my rules, take the loss on this. Has rallied today. I don't know if Leva and Dynamic Duo still have this, but if they do, just let me know. Zoom, Leva and Tom did buy Zoom with the under 30, over 30 false breakout to the downside at 256.11. Went up. Yesterday actually closed below the 30 RSI. I had to take a loss personally on this one with the close under the 30 RSI, but it is back up again today, back over the 30 RSI. I don't know if Leva and Tom still have this, but they do. They can let me know. Macy's, Tom, Ava, and myself did buy Macy's. I bought this back here on the 8th. Beautiful return to value, sideways motion, triggered with the V1. It was still in place when I bought it. Yesterday, it actually looks like it closed just barely above halfway of the washout bar, but I actually got out for a loss yesterday. But technically, it looks like I should have stayed in. So I don't know if Tom and Ava are still in, but I hope they are, because it did respect halfway of the washout bar yesterday. I just missed it. And but it is up 2.3% today, and looks like it's right about at break even. So everyone will have to let me know about that. AEE, Leva bought AEE with a bounce off the 200-day moving average here, all the way back here on the 4th at 81.88. Moved up. Leva sold half when it closed below the previous day's low after reaching 1.5 ATR trailing stop level. Went down yesterday, up a little bit today. So I would imagine Leva is profitable on this trade, even though it looks like it is slightly unprofitable, but because of his scaling out and his stops, I would imagine he is. But it is up today. I'm glad to see that. Shopify, Leva again bought Shopify with the bounce off the 200-day moving average at 1349.08. With close below the previous day's low. I know he sold half. I'm sure he sold into some of this strength, which I'm glad to see, and which helps out the P&L. This is up on the day, and it is currently still up on the trade for Leva. Amazon, I have Steve here. I think Steve got out. Maybe Steve can confirm. He bought the under 30, over 30 at 32.2967. Moved up nicely. Believe Steve got out yesterday for a profit, but I'm not 100% sure. Maybe Steve can confirm with me on that. ARES, Steve, I think, got out of this as well yesterday. Steve took it back here on the 8th with a 520 crossover at 78.20. I believe yesterday with a close below the previous day's low, he got out. Up a little bit today, but Steve maybe can help me confirm that. Tell, it's just Frank. Frank bought Tell at 337. It's 350. So it is down a penny on the day, but it is still up on the trade. Oh, now it just jumped up 4 or 5 cents. Way to go. Uber. I have Kamal still in an Uber. Not sure you're still in, bud, but you'll have to update me, please. Kamal about Uber here with this return to value at 444. It's 46.61. It is up on the day, and it is, looks like, nicely still up on the trade. Visa, Jonathan and David did buy Visa with this rejection of the 200-day back here on the 5th at 225 even. Moved up. Jonathan bought a half position here yesterday. Of course, we had that big reversal day, and looks like it's struggling with the 200 right now. The 200 is 224.22. It's 224.46. So it is, looks like it is still above that 200-day end of day moving stop. So we'll see how that closes. DocuSign, who is DocuSign? This Leva bought DocuSign here at 256.01. Had a nice 2-day rally. Leva sold half after a close below the previous day's low, so he locked in some profits there. This is down on the day. It looks like it's slightly down on the trade with the remaining position, but with Leva scaling out and also with his trailing stop methodology, I bet he is very close to even, if not up. Boeing. Well, Kamal bought Boeing all the way back here at 213. It is 224.24. This has been a good example of prices respecting certain technical levels, and the level has been the 200-day moving average. I mean, just perfect. Look, we tagged it, failed. Went above it, failed. tagged it, failed, tagged it, failed, went above it, failed. Today, tagged it again, went down. So when people say technical levels don't matter, I would point them to this chart and go, well, that's just random. It gets rejected there every time, but Boeing needs to get above the 200. So this is down on the day, but Kamal is still nicely up on the trade. I have AGQ. Steve, I don't know if this is still accurate, but I know Steve, and I think is Ava. Yes, and Ava got into silver with an under 30, over 30 at 30.26. This has moved up beautifully. Had a big reversal bar a couple days ago. Anyway, Steve and Ava are going to have to update me on this position, but currently as is, looks like it's up 8.95%. So that's a great trade. All right, here we go. AMD, I think this is Steve and David bought AMD with a 520 crossover at 105.17. It's 105.02 is up on the day, but slightly down on the trade. If Dave and Steve are still in, again, I was absent yesterday. I apologize. So you'll have to get me updated on this. NEE, Lava bought NEE with rejection at the 200-day moving average at, okay, 78.34. Moved up beautifully. Lava sold half with a close below the previous day's low after reaching the 1.5 ATR trailing stop level. That was a good move because it was down big yesterday. Up today, still up on the trade, up on the day, up on the trade. So Lava, that looks really good. Nike having a big day here for Steve and Jonathan. Under 200, over 200 at 147. It's 153.25. This is up 1.99% today. And it looks like for Steve and Jonathan, this trades up over 4%, but you'll have to let me know. I'm not sure. I could see possibly how somebody would have gotten out of that yesterday. XLRE is Lava doing really well here. Lava bought XLRE at 44.86. Sold half here at like 44.60. It's up 1.45% today and up on the day, and it looks like up on the trade. Yeti, Ava bought Yeti with this nice V1 rejection of the 200-day moving average, rejection of the third ATR channel at 85.40. It's 85.01. It is up on the day, but maybe slightly down on the trade for Ava. Coin, Steve and the dynamic duo did buy the 520 crossover on Coinbase, which does backtest well at 251.89. Initially went up nicely, had a pullback. Today it's down 3%. Don't know if dynamic duo and Steve are still in the trade, but if you are, you can tell me as we get closer to the end. ABC. Lava bought ABC with an under 30, over 30 here at 116.90. It's 119.69. It's down 2.21% on the day, but up nicely on the trade, Lava. Congratulations. Facebook, Tom sold puts down to $260 expiring January 22nd. So as long as Facebook holds above 260 by January 22nd, Tom will make all the premium, be able to keep all the premium. And I like that location. On the monthly, Tom has approximately 20% of downside protection. I like the technicals on the monthly in the value zone and at support. If we go to the weekly, the same $260 price target or strike price has nice support of the 100 above it. So when I sell puts, I like multiple cross sections of support from the technicals at the same strike price on different time levels, on different time frames. Eli Lilly, I think this is Michael Martin and Gary. Don't know if you guys are still in this, but the bought Lilly here at 232.08. It's at 233.11, down on the day, but up on the day. And then last but not least, Ava, I saw this earlier and it was up and I was happy for you. I know Ava bought CBOE with the 520 crossover at 125.25. Had some big moves up. I'm sure Ava got out of some profits at profitable levels. I hope so. Had a reversal here, slightly down on the day, slightly down on the trade, but it's always a bummer when it's up nicely and then comes back. All All right, well, it looks like we've had a bit of a rally since I've been speaking. Miko is here. Hi, Greg and everyone. Glad to see that you are feeling a little better, Greg. Thank you, Miko. Appreciate that. Yeah, every little bit helps. I'm telling you. Steve says, just FYI to everyone, I exited all my trades over the past 2 days. Some wins, some losses, but I am currently flat watching pins and SCCO for potential crossovers today. All right. Well, I'll get those updated, and then let's put over here. What do we have? We had pins. And SCCO. Okay. That's not pins. It's not even close, Greg. There we go. All right. So we'll put those on the list, and we'll take a look at those in just a little bit. Tom says, this market reminds me of the Jesse Livermore quote that there's a time to go long, a time to go short, and a time to go fishing. That's true. Being long is a position, being short is a position, and being in cash is also a position. Okay, Frank has a poem for us. Great. Thank you, Frank. Looking forward to that. Let me paste this over here. Make a little water break time. Okay, here we go. Trading is a process that requires your time. How much of it we use is not always easy to define. Time is subtle. It slips away on a dime. Use it wisely, for to waste it is a crime. It's so true. It's amazing how fast the day goes when you trade, right? But let's read it again. Trading is a process that requires your time. That's absolutely true. How much of it we use is not always easy to define. Time is subtle. It slips away on a dime. Use it wisely, for to waste it is a crime. Yeah, if you're able to sit down for an hour or two and day trade or whatever kind of trading, appreciate that time you have and make the most of it. It's a great poem, Frank. Thank you, sir. Really, really appreciate that. What do we have? 128. Okie dokie smoky. Oh, Facebook had a nice rally here. Facebook's on my list today of potentials. Okay. All right, everyone. Well, listen, before we start taking a look at end of day trades, before we start looking at the 3 requirements of confluence, combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. Number 2, having a good asymmetrical risk of at least 2 to 1 minimum. And number 3, having a complete trading plan of position sizing, end of day stops, emergency stops, intraday profit targets, significant overhead resistance levels, trailing stop levels. Before we do that, before we start looking at the candidates, let's switch gears for a minute. Let's talk about trading psychology. It's the most important skill you'll ever learn in trading. Let me repeat that. Trading psychology, the ability to create a plan, follow your plan, that is the most important skill. You have to learn how to trade. Yes, it's important. You have to identify support, resistance levels, know how to position size, all that kind of stuff. Yes, it's very important. But at the end of the day, the most important skill is being able to follow that plan that you created. That's when it gets tough. That's the difference between people who excel and people who do not. It's really that simple, everyone. And I do like to talk about quotes from really great channels out there on Facebook and Twitter. I have a handful of ones of people that post that I speak about regularly. But this is from Julian Komar, one of my favorite. He's at blog Julian Komar. Julian is a professional trader, professional stock trading educator. He lives in Germany. He's a great trader. He has great content. Please subscribe to him over on Twitter. It's free. And I think you will definitely be glad that you did. But let's see what Julian has to say today. Kind of an interesting post. Why watching other traders and reading about other traders is so important. They give you an impression about the thinking and the mindset of other successful traders. It's not about their strategy or copying their trades. It's all about the mindset and thinking. Don't forget that. And this is so true. You know, when I first started teaching, the format that I had was a 30-day class. And this was before the podcast. And I would have my students sit with me during the last hour of the market, just like we're doing now. And I would, whether it was a he or a she, you know, I would have them look at my trades, and they would always ask questions. Well, why didn't you do that? Or why you're doing it on this one, and why you're not doing it on that one? And it's great because, I mean, doing live trading and teaching at the same time, you know, puts you in real life situations, and it's the nuances of that. But it's not that I wanted them to copy my trades, but I did want them to get inside my head of why I was thinking certain things, why I was taking this trade, trying to, you know, passing on another trade. And I try to do that here as well. I mean, we're always limited to time. There's lots of things to look at, but I think this is spot on. Why watching other traders and reading about other traders is so important. They give you an impression about the thinking and the mindset of other successful traders. It's not about their strategy or copying their trades. It's about the mindset and thinking. You know, if you sat here with me during the last hour and it was just you and I, you would get an idea of my thinking. You would get an idea of my mindset. If you sat with Kamal, if you sat with Steve Burns, if you sat with Ava, you know, you might wonder, why did they do this here and they didn't do this here? And just the calibration of the fine tuning of the nuances of the thinking. So, you know, if you have access to a good trader, someone that's good, spend some time with them and get an idea about their mindset and their thinking. I would love to sit with Julian and learn more about his mindset and his thinking as well. So thank you, Julian Komar, at blog Julian. At blog Julian Komar on Twitter. Do yourself a favor, subscribe to him. Appreciate that, Julian. Hope you're doing well, sir. And this was helpful for me, and I hope it's helpful for everyone else as well. Tracy says, Steve Burns, can you backtest INSP for us? INSP. I'll try it on my end too. INSP. Yep, I don't have it on my end. I don't know if Steve or Kamal would be able to do that. Frank says, yesterday was the 20th anniversary of Goldman Sachs putting a buy rating on Enron. Oh, Lord. Yeah, I was part of that. Okie dokie, smoky. Tom says, trivia. If you shorted Bitcoin when JP Morgan Jamie Dimon called it a fraud in 2017, you would be down 1,274%. Yeah, it doesn't matter who says what. It doesn't matter if Goldman Sachs puts a buy rating on Enron or if Jamie Dimon calls Bitcoin worthless. You know, you can listen to smart people, sure, but is what they're saying, is it going along with what the chart's doing? Remember, the price is the ultimate truth of everything, not the stories, not the hype, not the narrative, not just because someone in a, you know, looks good in a suit or nice business dress and speaks authoritatively about something. Sure, that can grab your attention. Just make sure you have a stop. Just make sure the technicals are doing what, quote, the smart people are saying, right? Thanks for that, Tom. I know Tom's been long, so who's the smart one now? Right, Tom? All right, so it looks like the NASDAQ went slightly positive. All right, let's take a look. All right, so Walt Disney does backtest well with intraday rejections or closes under and closes over the 250-day moving average. Right now, it is still below. I would buy Disney if potentially, especially if we had a higher low V2 close above the 200-day moving average. Mike, we were talking about this on Sunday, but you see this, if it closed above the 250 today, Mike, Bacon Bandit, so we get the mic straight. But if it closes above the 250-day moving average, this would be a higher low intraday rejection of the 200, and as well, potentially a higher low V1, although I'm really keying off of this 250-day moving average. But I like the rejection of the -1 ATR channel, but clearly right now it is still below the 250, so not interested at this moment. Facebook. Well, earlier in the day, this was an easier decision, but we do have a under 30, over 30. We have an under the negative third, over the negative third. We bounced at the 200-day moving average. We've currently above the low of the previous range here, which is good because now the support's below it. It's barely above 30 RSI, so you could key off of the 200-day moving average if you wanted to have give it a little bit more breathing room. If you wanted to key off of the 30, it's still a pretty good risk to reward ratio as well. So Facebook is down $1.57 today, but from a risk to reward ratio, this does look pretty good off of the 30. A little chasey on the 200, but I don't have to use the 200 as my stop. On the weekly, we did bounce at the -2 ATR channel. 88% of prices tend to bounce there. We have earnings coming up here on the 25th, so there's still some time. But this one is interesting to me. Johnson & Johnson. Well, what we do not have a trigger on Johnson & Johnson, but we do have a double bottom with the bullish divergence. We have a move down on deep red MACD bars, meaning that the move down, there was a lot of selling momentum. We did rally into some green. We've come back down equal to or lower than the previous low, and there's barely any red. So this is a legitimate double bottom with the bullish divergence here, but there is no trigger. I would need an under 30, over 30, maybe a V1 or the V2, rejection of the 200-day moving average. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly, still not doing great. Lost the -2nd ATR channel. Looks like earnings coming up on the 19th, so we have about a week. But just the reason I put this up here was because a good example of a very close double bottom with the bullish divergence, meaning that they happen within a short time frame here, but low with deep red MACD bars. We rally into some green. We've come back down. We've tested that previous low or undercut it, right, Ava? With a double bottom bullish divergence, but there's no trigger as of this second. Snap. Snap does have a 520 crossover. Let's see if we can backtest this real quick. I know it backtests well. Here we go. I'm using this from etfreplay.com, and it does backtest well. The 520 backtests well at 50% win rate. It's backtests really well. 408 buy and hold 324. So that does work. It doesn't mean it's going to work this particular trade, but you do have a higher low V2 and a 520 crossover. Oh, geez. I apologize. There is no crossover at 74.69 to 74.73. So it's potential that this could close over. I like the trade a lot. I like the higher low V2. I like the sideways motion. But right now it has not quite crossed over yet, but we'll see. EQIX looks nice. Looks like we had an under 30, over 30 here, under the negative third ATR channel, over the negative third ATR channel, or under the 200, over the 200. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly's bouncing at the 50 SMA. It's a good setup. That's a seriously good setup. Chewy. This is the one that I shorted a little while ago. Has a V1 under the negative third, over the negative third, although it's under 30 RSI. I would prefer to have this over 30 RSI as well. As you know, I shorted right when it got to the 30 RSI, and that's what gave me the nice short trade. So I am going to pass on Chewy. Yeti. V1 currently it is under the 200-day moving average. No, I lied. It's 84.83. It's over. So that is legitimate. Under 30, over 30, under the 200, over the 200. Let's look at the weekly. Not thrilled about the weekly. It's caught right here in purgatory beneath the negative 1 ATR channel and the 50 EMA and SMA and negative 2 ATR channel. I want something to line up on multiple time frames. So that being said, I think I'm going to pass on Yeti. Pins does have a nice higher low V1. We closed below the negative 1 ATR channel. We rallied into the value zone. We pulled back a couple days. We back tested the negative 1 ATR channel and a V1. It's a higher low V1. MACD is positive. I like that. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly is holding the negative 2 ATR channel, so I like pins as well. And SCCO, I know Steve is looking for a 520 crossover. Looks like we have it. It's 58.37 compared to 58.36. A little bit too strong of a move for me to take that trade. Goldman Sachs. Higher low V1. We closed below the negative 1 ATR channel. We rallied in the value zone. We had a bit of a pullback. We did trigger a V1 today. Yesterday's down bar was a little larger than 1 ATR channel, so I'm going to pass on that, but it is a higher low V1 with bullish MACD. I just don't like the day one bar being so large. Gold. Big down day a couple days ago. We rejected halfway that. I was just looking for a 520 crossover, but I don't think we're going to get that. Silver, technically a higher low V1. Today went below yesterday's low and looks like it's not. Yeah, it is above yesterday's close. So, but again, I don't like this big down bar rejection of the halfway, so I'm going to let that one slide. NCLH. It's a return to value V2, but there's really no sideways motion here. It's a false breakout from this downside over here. Don't like the 200 that's really right above there. I mean, it hasn't rejected it yet on this approach, but I think there's better. I did want to mention, I discussed this several times, but you know, people are asking me why are you seeing the market go down like this? I'm like, well, to me it's pretty obvious. This is UUP. This is the US dollar. The dollar has moved up strongly. Clearly, we're in a pretty massive uptrend here. The more expensive dollars are, the less goods and services people can buy from other countries. So, you know, for our for our exporting companies here in the United States, this is a headwind, right? Dollars are more expensive. People cannot buy as much around the world. That's one of the reasons I believe that you're seeing headwinds and weakness in the market. Number two, TLT are bonds. As bond prices go down, there's an inverse relationship with interest rates going up. You can see bond prices have gone down dramatically, right? And so this causes interest rates to be higher. That's another headwind for the economy. This is a bullish move here today on TLT for sure. So is that indicating the bottom of the market? I don't know. Obviously, clearly, I don't know that, but at least it's a good sign. So let's take another look at the potentials here. Disney is still underneath the 250-day moving average, so that's not interesting. Facebook, I would only buy this if it closed above the 30 RSI. Right now, it's right there at 30.11, so that's going to be a photo finish. Johnson & Johnson, not doing so hot. Tamale here, nice double bottom bullish divergence, but unfortunately, no trigger. Snap, I like a lot, but the crossover has not happened. EQIX does look pretty good. It's a pretty expensive stop, 757. But right now, that one does look legitimate with the close back above the 200-day moving average, the 30 RSI, the negative third ATR channel. And if we take a look at the weekly, I like the weekly a lot. So EQIX is one of my favorite ones at the moment. And I do like pins with this higher low V1. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly's right at the negative 2 ATR channel. So let me do some math on pins. So EQIX and PINS. Are my two faves right now. Facebook also over the under 30, over the 30 RSI. I like the bounce there. I like the bounce of the negative 2 HER channel. So I guess those would be my three. Facebook, EQIX, EQIX, and pins today. And that's about all I have to. Of course, I'm buying the SPY at the close as well. Let's take a look at that real quick for Lava. Let's see, we have enough time, right? Yeah. So Lava just sent me a question. Entered ABC on the 200-day moving average. Okay. If it closed under over the 50 SMA, we'll sell half. I think that's fine, but also thinking about calling a safety and selling all because it rejected the 50 RSI. There was a bounce at the negative 1 ATR channel today. How would you handle the situation and the rules? Well, you know, I like the idea of safeties being that, you know, you're trading a certain way, but it did some kind of certain price action or rejected something. I mean, look, we rejected the 50 SMA here. We rejected the 50 RSI. I don't have any issue or problem with that whatsoever, Lava. I mean, it makes sense to me. I mean, you didn't enter it with an under 30, over 30. If you did, 2 of 3 would have happened. You'd be out. But you know, those are just the nuts and bolts of the approach. But you know, you can deviate sometimes if you want. I mean, if you can make a case for it, and I think you've made a case for it, so I think that's fine. I hope that helps, Mike. Steve says the INSP 520 has a good back test. So I forgot who asked about that. I think it was Tracy. Steve says Facebook bounced off the 200 and back over the 30 RSI. SCCO, Snap, and Pins all have a 520 crossover today. Steve says market is selling off into the lows of the day. Steve says all the charts on my watch list look bearish under key moving averages and many under the 30 RSI. Tracy has a joke. Why did the Scarecrow win an award? He was outstanding in his field. I like it. Why did the Scarecrow win an award? He was outstanding in his field. All right, let's take a look here at Facebook. See about a decision there. Of course, I like the company. It's a big behemoth of a company. Right now, the under 30, over 30 does make sense on Facebook to me. EQIX, a little light on the volume. It is an expensive stock, but I'm going to get rid of EQIX because of that fact. And pins here, higher low V1, rejection of the -1 ATR channel. Up on a down day, the relative strength is good. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a half position in Facebook if it holds above the 30, and I will take a half position in pins. So that is what I am going to do. I'm going to take 2 positions, half positions, PINS. And then also Facebook. How are we doing on Facebook? We're above, so that's good. Okay. So I'm going to be taking a half a position in Facebook with the under 30, over 30 rejection of the third ATR channel, bounce at the 200-day moving average, and a half a position in pins with this higher low V1, MACD being positive. I like the retest of the -1 ATR channel. So we have about 8 minutes. I'm probably going to hang out till near the close. Okay. Okay. Glenn, good to see you, Glenn. Always nice to have you here. Really appreciate your contributions to this channel. Glenn says, hi, Greg. Cycle followers have a target low date around the 18th or 19th of October. Support levels 42.27 is first target. Well, that's good to know. I like that kind of information, those seasonality patterns, and I really appreciate you, Glenn. Will it be exactly the 18th or the 19th? I don't know. Could be. We're at 43.55. The target's 42.27. 42.27. So it looks like we would be lower than the previous lows. I believe on some of the indexes and major softs, you'd have some pretty significant double bottoms and bullish divergences. I was discussing this with Bacon Bandit the other night. CPI is due tomorrow. Mike says, I may have missed it earlier, had to step away. NCHL. Yeah, I don't like that one too much. We're right up at the 200-day moving average as resistance, and there's no sideways motion on this. So that's my take there, Mike. Okay. So what I'm going to buy Facebook. with the under 30, over 30. I am going to use the 30 RSI as my stop, not the 200, because it's closer. And then pins, I like the higher low V2 here. So I'm buying Facebook, I'm buying pins, at least at this moment. I'm going to wait till the end to confirm. I'm going to take a half position in both. Yeah, it's below mine, Mike. Excuse me. All right, so we'll just cruise on into the close here. And I'm going to wait right before the market, before I make my decisions. Right before the market closes, I should say. Where is my Facebook? All right, here's that. Here's this, and here is that. So about 3 minutes to go. I guess I better get cooking on something. So I'm going to buy pins. And I'm going to wait patiently on Facebook. And of course, I'm buying the overnight SPY trade as well. Glenn says Facebook has support at 323.86, then 307 would be interest around 300 level. Would be interested, yeah. I have some puts down to 300 as well, Glenn, that I sold. I like that level as well from a put selling perspective. So about a minute and a half to go, everyone. All right, I think I'm going to go ahead and buy Facebook right here. So I did buy pins, I did buy Facebook. All right, that is the market. Oh, I made it through. Thank goodness. It was a little touch and go there for a second. All right, let's see where I bought all this nifty stuff. Overnight SPY. I bought at 433.62. Facebook. I bought at 323.97. And pins, I bought at 51.41. All right, here we go. So overnight SPY trade was positive today. I'm grateful for that. And I bought SPY at 433.62. Facebook, I bought at 323.97. So a little down on that one already. And then pins, I bought at 51.41, exactly where it's at. All right, and those were half positions, by the way. 51.41. All right, so I know I've been absent because I was sick. Any of my students, current or former students, if they have any entries for me today, if you wouldn't mind putting them in there and maybe reiterating, even if you mentioned to me before, I just want to make sure I get these all updated correctly. So if you could go ahead, do that now, put it in the live stream. I would, the live stream chat, I would appreciate that. Before I do that, just want to remind everybody that I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I teach the lessons one-on-one because I think it's the best way to learn anything, whether you're learning the guitar or learning to trade or sports, whatever. Having a one-on-one coach, I think, is the best way. And honestly, that's what I've always looked for in coaches, one-on-one, just so I can ask as many questions as I want. And I just think it's the best way to learn. But I do love to teach. I believe I'm good at teaching. I know I teach a really great course. It's 15 hours. 5 sessions. Each session is 3 hours. That's where you get the 15 hours. I teach you step by step all 5 of my different trading approaches. I've taught people from all over the world. I've seen some beginning traders just become really great traders. It's a great course. It will make you a better trader. It does cost $1,750, which is a substantial amount of money, but I promise you it's worth every penny. And learning one-on-one with your teacher, your coach, I think is the best way. So if you're interested, you can send me an email. The email's in the link of this YouTube video. And just write me and say, Greg, I'm potentially interested in taking your course. I'll reply back and say, thanks for saying hi. Let's set up a Skype call. The reason for the Skype call is I want to learn more about you, your trading, your challenges, your goals. It's a good time for you to learn, ask me any questions about the course that you have in particular. And after the Skype call's finished, just think about it as long as you want. And if you decide one day, today's the day I want to be a better trader, just email me back. We'll get it scheduled, and you'll be happy you did. I promise you that. Number 2, I do have a really good online course available at udemy.com. The link to that specific course is in the link of this YouTube video. It's called the Deep Dip Buy Stock Trading Strategy. I've sold so many around the world. I've got so much good feedback, so many good reviews. It's a great course. It only costs $12 to $15 depending on the day that you buy it. And, the one-on-one obviously is better, right? But as far as a place to start, it's a serious course. It's 9.5 hours of video. It's 26 videos total, 15 study guides. And it's a great course, and it really, really is. And for the money, you just can't beat it. So the link's in the description if you're interested there. Lastly, if you like today's podcast, I would appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It helps to build the channel. It helps to keep the channel around. There's a lot of people out there that could use some help learning some good trading principles, and I think if we could get them to this podcast, it would do that. So you can help me help those people find this channel just by hitting the thumbs up button if you found something useful today. And I would personally really appreciate it as well. All right, so let's see what's going on here. David is out of Visa. Let's see, did I skip ahead? Okay, I know Steve's out of everything, but I just want to make sure we get these updated here. So Visa, David is out of Visa. And in pins, okay. Steve Burns is long Facebook. Okay. That's good company to be in with. Glad to hear that, Steve. $238.89. Okay. Is that right? Oh, $323.89. Sorry, bud. That seemed way up there. $323.89. That's much better. Okay. Steve says I'm long ALGN. Okay. So what do we have here? Under bounce near the 30 RSI. Okay. 627. Okay. And that's Steve. Okay, so that takes care of Steve there. Okay, now Ava is out of Yeti. Okay, good. A little bit of a losing trade, but good. Ava, you followed your rules. Out of M. In Facebook. Okay. In EQIX at 750. Oh, beautiful. Way to go, Ava. Proud of Ava. 750.30. Okay, roger that. Oh, yesterday. Okay. Okay, Bacon Bandit is in pins. With a higher low V1. Tom, Zoom, no entries. Gone fishing. Okay, buddy. That sounds like a good idea. I think I have Lava there, but Lava can get back to me. David is out of Zoom as well. Did I have David? Oh. Didn't have that there, but okay. Out. Paxton is in INSP. $239. $239.63. All right, and that's the dynamic duo. PLTK. Yeah, I don't have PLTK. I cannot put that one in, Packy. and out of XLU. All right, so we'll take dynamic duo out of there. Rich says, thanks everyone. Happy trading. Thank you. Appreciate that, Rich. Hope you're doing well. Looking forward to our Thursday lesson. David said, Greg, I hope you are back at 100% soon. Thank you. I am as well. This has probably been the longest I've ever been sick in my life. And my gosh, 3, 4 days, 5 days. Okay, we've all been there, but this has been nonsense. It's been nonsense, Kamal. It's been nonsense. All right, Ava's out of. I think everyone's out of that. Okay. Now, Steve is out of Amazon. I believe Steve is out of ARES. Vinny is here. Hey, Vinny. Good to see you. Good night, everyone. Good night to you, my friend. Thank you for coming as always. Thank you, sir. DocuSign. That's Leva. BA, AGQ. So Steve is out of AGQ, right? I did read that Steve is out of everything. Ava, are you still in AGQ, my friend? AMD, I think we had Steve, so we'll take that out. Dave, are you still in AMD or no? Kamal says, hopefully the nonsense ends soon. I don't know if you know this, but there are certain people out there that have each one of them have my favorite words. Kamal's favorite word is nonsense. My favorite word of Kamal's is nonsense. My favorite word of Ava is undercut. And who else has favorite words? Maybe I'll keep them secret. Nike is Steve. Coin. I know Steve's out of that. Dynamic Duo, are we still in coin? I have Facebook on here twice. Okay. All right. Yeah, I can take one of those off. Take 2 of those off. Switch that over there like that. Vinny says, my pleasure, Greg. Always good to be here. Always nice to have you here, sir. I really mean that. I don't blow smoke when I say it's nice to see everyone. I really mean it. Yes, in coin. Okay. And so my other questions were Nike, Jonathan. I don't see Jonathan today. AMD. Okay, Ava is still in AGQ. Glad to hear that, Ava. Michael says, favorite buy signals, holy math, and let me do holy hamburgers, and let me do a little math. Yes. Someone contacted me about doing a top 10 list of this podcast. I guess the words that I use, obviously, holy hamburgers and a bunch of other ones would be part of that. I might take him up on that. It'd be kind of fun. Paxton says, a lot of people know my favorite words, but please don't mention that here. Oh, I think it's fresh market. What's that word? It's good stuff. All right, what's happening after hours? Ooh, suspension. Holy hamburgers. Apple's down $1.58. Oy vey. That's one of them too. Facebook down 50 cents. What happened? We have earnings that I'm not aware of. SPY down 91 cents. VIX has got to be up for sure. Yep. Wow, Apple, what's happening? Anybody checking on this? So we have bank earnings coming up. Anyone understand this Apple situation? And what about the other big boys? Amazon down a little. Microsoft down a little. Q's got to be down, right? Yeah, yes, sir. And VIX is up 20 cents. That's, not unconsequential. Not so hot tamale, of course. That's a given. Holy hamburgers and not so hot tamale, definitely givens. I wish I could take credit for nonsense. It's my favorite word. And when Kamal says it, I love it. I laugh every time. When Ava says undercut, I laugh and giggle every time. So I have Lova still in. I don't know about Michael Martin. I don't think he would have kept that all the way back there. I'm going to go ahead and make that assumption. Take that off. Clear the board a little bit. All right, well, I did make it through. Thank goodness. I was on the fence all day whether or not I was going to attempt this today, but I think I made it through, right? I made it through okay. I know my voice is a little weak, but I'm glad we did it. I don't like going so many days and not touching base with everyone. And so Ava has a third of AGQ left, so we can update that. And we'll just put here. And she has a stop on the last third back at her entry price, which is perfection, Ava. That is perfection. I'm very, very proud of you. 1/3 left. Stop at BE. Break even. Paxton says, shut the front door. Is that what it is, really? Okay. Well, thanks everyone for coming today. I do appreciate it. I really do appreciate you being here. Thanks for putting up with my spotty attendance lately, but I really have not been feeling well. So hopefully I'll get better. We can get back to normalcy. But if I'm not here, as always, just please remember, position size correctly. Look for the good risk to reward ratio. Look for those confluence combination of signals. And you can do it. You don't need me. I know you don't. I know it's always nice to have somebody to bounce something off of, but at some point, what I really wish for all of you is that you can make all of your own decisions. You don't need my opinions. You don't need my feedback. You don't need anyone else's feedback. You're going to be self-sufficient, self-reliant. That's my hope for all of us, right? That's my hope for all of us. So if I'm not here, please, position size, look for the good risk to reward ratios, follow your plan, right? So, all right. Paxton says, thanks for hanging in, Greg. Take care of yourself. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Paxton. I appreciate that. I am going to go on a little walk, little 10-minute, 15-minute walk. doctor says it's good for me to oxygenate my blood and all that kind of stuff. So I am going to follow doctor's orders and do that, and then I'll probably come home and go to bed. So hope everyone's been staying safe out there. I know it's been a tough trading environment. I completely understand this. This is a sustained down move, not a lot of rallies. I mean, we've had some, but you know, this is real trading, everyone. This is real trading. We've had, you know, a couple years of things just going up. We all get used to it, acclimated to it, but it's not always like this, you know. It's not always like this. Kamal says, thank you, Greg. Have a great day, traders. Thank you, Kamal. Appreciate that, bud. I will talk to you later. We can catch up. And I think that's it. So before I leave, as always, I do want to put this out there. If we all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction. This is by Martin Kornfield. I truly believe in this saying. It's very simple, but I think if we all did one nice random act of kindness for another human being every day, it would seriously make the world a better place. And I think if you could also do one random act of kindness for an animal as well, it would make the world even a better place. And people need help sometimes, animals need help sometimes, and one day you'll need help sometime. You'll need help as well, and hopefully someone will be there. So it's just something I like to implement in my daily life, and I would suggest you take a shot at it too, and because it's a win-win and it will improve your life as well. Okay, we made it through. How about that? Let's everybody high five. Good, good, good. Fantastic, lovely. And hopefully we'll all be feeling better tomorrow, and hopefully we'll be able to circle back, huddle, meet back here, see what this market's doing. One day we will get a rally. We certainly will. I know sometimes it doesn't seem like it, but thanks again for coming, everyone. Have a good rest of your day. Be good, be safe. Tomorrow's garbage day for Wednesday, garbage people. That didn't sound right, did it? For people that have garbage pickup on Wednesday, tomorrow is your day. So put it out tonight. Don't be left chasing the garbage truck down the street with them like laughing at you and flicking their cigarette ash at you and going, look, they actually think we're gonna stop. Huh, interesting. Ava says, thank you, Greg, and everyone. Thanks, Ava. Appreciate you. Appreciate your friendship. And hope you have a nice day. Okay, I think that's it. Thanks for hanging in there with me. If you could hit the thumbs up button before you get out of here, I would really appreciate that. And I look forward to seeing everyone tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.